first thing that I do before I put any makeup at all on my face is I always make sure I moisturize, and I moisturize with my First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. This stuff is seriously amazing. It is probably my favorite moisturizer, and I've tried like so many different moisturizers on the market that this one just like, I feel like I can't get anything to beat it. It's so amazing. So I rub that all over my face, and it's quite thick, so I only like to use just a little dollop of it because a little goes a very, very long way with this stuff, and it literally just feels like so good on my skin, and my skin stays moisturized all day long. After I moisturize, I finally move on to makeup, and I start off by using my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, and I spray this all over my face to just kind of wake me up and give me a little bit of a base, also prime my face. Before foundation, I always like to take an illuminating primer or some sort of luminous base, so I like to use the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer in my Wet n Wild foundation brush, and what I do is I just take like a pump of that on the back of my hand, so about that much, and then I get my foundation brush and then I just put it on the high points of my face, mainly focusing it on my cheeks because that's where I really want to bring light to, so that's where I like to put it, also on my cheekbones and on my cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose, just general areas like that you would normally put highlighter. After that is done, I move on to foundation, and I like to mix two different foundations to get my perfect texture and my perfect color. So I mix the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade Y225, which is 117, and then I mix the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation in the shade 4.75, and these are just like, they work so well together. I don't know, I'm all about mixing foundations, so all I do is I put it on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to blend it out with this kabuki brush and put it on my face. So I do about a pump of each of these foundations on my hand, so 2 pumps in total, so that'll cover my whole entire face and give me medium to full coverage. Like I said, I just do little dots on my face, and then I like to just blend it in with the kabuki brush. I used to use a beauty blender, but for some reason lately here I've been using a kabuki brush, and I feel like that works so much better. And there is a pimple. Wow, that's just great. On using my favorite concealer, which is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I just put this on my under eyes in a triangle shape, and then I blend it in with the same Wet n Wild foundation brush that we use for primer. I can literally not even say any more good things about this concealer because it's so amazing, and I've used it for the longest time. After foundation and concealer are both done, I move on to setting powder. So to set my whole entire face, I use the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and then to set my under eyes and anywhere that I put the Radiant Creamy Concealer, I just use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and then I use a Real Techniques powder brush and then a little Real Techniques setting brush to set under my eyes. For blush, I use the Real Techniques blush brush, which I actually use under my eyes because I can't find my setting brush for some reason, but I use the little mini of the NARS Orgasm Blush, and I love this shade. It's such a nice pink shade that really can complement any skin tone, and it's just so amazing. Next thing I like to do is go in and contour with my Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D, and the 2 shades, or the 3 shades I use, are either these 2 right here and these 2 up top. So the top 2 and the bottom 2, I kind of alternate between the 2, and sometimes I'll even mix them to kind of get my perfect shade. And I use this Crown brush, I don't know the name of it, but I got it in an Ipsy bag a couple of months ago, and I just use that, dip in the colors, kind of mix them, and then just kind of define my cheekbones a little bit and contour just a tad. I don't like to do anything too crazy for every day. contour and blush, I move on to highlight, which y'all know that the Becca Shirring Skin Perfector Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill is what I live by. It is literally like my favorite highlighter to use ever, so I just use this one and a little Real Techniques fan brush and put that on the high points of my face where I want to highlight. Also kind of like to mix it in with the blush a little bit. I don't like to just put it here. I kind of like to kind of go up with my fan brush and mix it in a little bit so I can kind of have, again, that sort of like glow from within look. Like, dang girl, like you was just highlighted to the gods today. Y'all know what I mean? Y'all probably don't know what I mean. I'm probably just talking nonsense, aren't I? There's gonna be someone in the comments like, you're weird. I say the more highlighter, the better. Why not glow? I also like to make sure I get my Cupid's bow. You don't want to leave it out. And just Champagne Pop is like so perfect. Always do my eyebrows last. I know some people do their eyebrows before eyeshadow, but I'm that weird person that likes to do eyes before eyebrows. And like I do my mascara after my eyebrows. Like it's really weird, but I don't know. Y'all will see. So I go in with my MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly, and this is one of the best eyeshadow bases ever / primers ever. I used to use the NARS Smudge Proof Primer in the Urban Decay, which I swear by those two, but literally this one, I don't know, I just feel like it makes my eyeshadows appear more vibrant and it just keeps them on literally all day long. On to actually doing my eyeshadow. My favorite eyeshadow palette to use at the moment is the Tarte Let in Bloom palette. I've had this since January and it's pretty B at the moment, but I love this. So as I do my shadows, I'll just kind of tell you guys what colors I'm using and explain it to you guys a little bit better. So I first just go in with this fluffy brush and I mix the two shades Flower Child and Smarty Pants and then put that from my lid up to my crease and just kind of use that as a transition shade to kind of give a guideline of where I want to put the rest of my shadows. You guys might have seen me wear this in a couple of my past videos because that's what I've been wearing a lot, and a couple recent Instagram posts, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is @BriannaxBeautyx, so is my Twitter, and my Snapchat is JC's Cloud. That's always linked down below because everyone gets confused and it's old Snapchat name, but I go with it, you know. After that's all done, I go in with a crease brush from Sedona Lace and I take the shade Rebel, which is one of the bottom dark shades, and I like to put that in my crease just to give a tad bit of definition, and I'm using all mattes for this look. Personally, for everyday, I don't like to do anything shimmery. I like to keep it very subtle and very matte on the eyelids. Lastly, to complete the eye look, I take the darkest shade in the palette, which is called Leader, and it kind of matches my dress a little bit, but I put that in my outer corner just to give a bit more definition and darken up the look. So I like to do a little bit of inner corner highlight on an angled brush from Sephora, and I take the shade Funny Curl and just highlight my inner corners. So that's really the only shimmer that I like to do in this look. I like to keep it very subtle and matte, like I said, for the most part. Now that the eyes are complete, it's time to move on to my infamous brows. I get oh, there's a hair. I get so many questions about my brows. A brow routine is coming up, but I've been like putting it off because I need to go get my eyebrows done and I don't want to trim them myself because it was a fail last time, but I'm just going to give you guys a quick speed through of what I do and give you a more in-depth brow routine in an upcoming video. But for brows, I use my Anastasia Brow Wiz for the most part all over my brows to stencil them in, and then I outline the tail head of my brow with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. Both of these are in the shade Soft Brown, so it's like a shade or two lighter than my root hair color up top, which works perfect because it matches the majority of my hair, if you know what I mean. Anyways, here's how I do my brows. Keep watching if you want to know.
You were slowly killing me.
After the brows are done, I always like to go in with a tad bit of my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and my Wet n Wild concealer brush and just kind of clean up any edges that smudged on the outer part of my brow from the dip brow that I used. next, I'm finishing off my makeup look with curling my lashes and then using two mascaras. My two favorites to use at the moment right now are the Roller Lash by Benefit and then mixing it with the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. It just makes my lashes literally be like, whoa there, where did you come from? So I just curl with my Tarte eyelash curler and then I'm going to put a couple coats on my lashes. Then I'm finally done with my makeup, and the last thing that I end off with is setting spray. Your girl can literally not live without setting spray, so I like to set with the Urban Decay All Nighter makeup setting spray, and I like to wait a little bit after I do my mascara because sometimes when I set it, it can smudge just a tad. So I set with this stuff. My makeup does literally not budge. I slept in my makeup one time, which is not good. You should not sleep in your makeup, and I woke up the next morning and I was like, dang girl, like it looked freshly applied because I put it on kind of like mid-afternoon, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Anyways, I spray a T motion with this. That was a T motion and an X motion, and then a little extra on my cheeks so my makeup will last all day. And then obviously you just let it dry, and it also kind of gives like a dewy finish to your skin, which I love. So that was all for my everyday makeup tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I'll try to put a list of products in the down bar below. Sometimes I forget, and if I do, be sure to remind me if they're not down there when this video's up. But anyways, I love you guys all so much. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.